doesn't really represent one stance. He's in Pan-Africanism. He's into that type of. That's his stance.
I'm not against Pan-Africanism.
Okay,
though.
I respect that.
I'm not, even though we get down to the nuts and bolts, right? Where we at now is we about to find out what all of this suffering that the falsely called slaves, who was POWs, went through, and what it was about and what it was for, which I can't go into the full breakdown right here, because I have to first get a ministry opportunity to either accept or reject the right to the orders for the cleanup.
All right.
As far as the brother asked also about Brother Bobby Hemmett, he give his references. You can't say nothing else. He give his references. He give you source material to verify what he's saying, so you don't have to just accept him, you know. And when a person does that, you have to respect that, even if you don't agree with him or don't like him. You have to respect it.
Right.
You know. But Brother Bobby Hemmett is about 85% accurate in his information, from what I can gather, from what I've seen. He's about 85% accurate. And that's kind of odd, because I don't see anything that would lead me to where he got his, who was instructing him. So that's direct ancestral instruction for him to be that accurate. In this reality, if you are like a regular person, you're only 50% accurate anyway.
All right. I got another question. I want to shout out to everybody that's on Rod's channel. Shout out to everybody that's on my channel. You already know what it's hitting for. 747, 24/7, 361 degrees. All right. So I got another question to ask you, bro. You was talking about some totems earlier. You was in reference to a totem and how you feel about a totem and what is a totem. That's when we was talking privately.
Yeah.
All right. Can you please tell the people what is a totem? All right.
Okay. In the human, when we was first put together, if you follow us through the fetal development, you'll see where we touch on all aspects of different animals and whatnot. The totem, the animals have different qualities that you recognize as noble qualities.
Right.
All right. Now, in the animal, we recognize them as noble quality, and we call them noble metals atomically, platinum metals. In the totem system, the goal is to find the best aspect of that animal. Like, for instance, the panthers, the leopards, the priest animals are normally they protectors, but they're protectors using the methods of spiritual warfare.
So what, like, all right, I don't want to confuse people. I mean, like, let's say I don't know what you talking about in reference to totem. I don't know what it means. I'll probably look it up in the dictionary and I say, oh, whatever.
Right.
You know, I'm just new to the study of this.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it's a symbol.
All right, it's a symbol. Okay.
That represents qualities.
Okay.
And we find these qualities. Okay, let's take my totem is a gorilla.
All right.
When you know what the gorilla stand for, the silverback being
your totem is a gorilla.
My totem.
I don't want nobody to get all like, yo, he's down with the gorillas. He's down with 50 Cent in them. The G Unit.
Well,
I don't want him to think you down with G Unit or nothing like that.
No, I'm not down with G
Unit. What do you mean by the gorilla and the power of the gorilla in reference to the totem?
Okay, in the totem world,
all right,
or pre-religion, we go to the totem world when we get pre-religion. The totem is a symbol that represents this clan, and this symbol has noble qualities, as I already mentioned. Now, in the case of the gorilla, it's patience, it's family, it's protection. Okay. Those are the main three. You got a lot more.
Patience, family, and protection. That's the gorilla. All right.
So now, when I say that the gorilla is my totem, that means that I gotta strive to exercise patience in dealing with others.
All right.
I have to always be prepared to defend my clan.
Okay.
And to protect them with my own blood.
I respect
that. If need be. So the gorilla being my totem, if I see danger coming in my family, I'm automatically gonna spring into action.
All right.
Now, in a non-hostile environment, the gorilla is like more relaxed, laid back, cool, mellow, chill. Because there's no threat. So there's no reason to be up in arms.
So how do gorillas decide who's the leader?
The gorillas decide the.
I mean, because somebody might be into that and be like, if that's your totem, do they got to get into a fight with you to decide?
Yep. Yep. Hand-to-hand combat. Yep.
All right, I respect that.
Go back to the movie Panther. That wasn't a myth.
I respect that.
We send the kids to war by the hundreds, right?
Right.
And these kids is dying.
Shout out to everybody.
Okay, so when you go send all these kids off to war. Now, my way of dealing with it is this. Let's just say I'm the President Trump, and I got a problem with Kim Jong-il.
All right.
I'm not finna send all these kids over here to war. I'm gonna pick my phone up. Hey, Il. Hey, we got a problem, buddy. Yeah, I'm about to have Air Force One land over there, and we're gonna settle it.
So what does this have to do with your totem, though?
The whole thing is, when you protecting the family, you don't want to put the whole family in danger.
Okay. All right.
Why would you put the whole family in danger when you gonna handle that?
I respect that.
So if I got a problem as a president with a head of state, I'm gonna go over there, fly my plane to his land, get off my plane, get in my limousine that I'm gonna rent, pull up to his.
I'm just saying, what does this have to do with the totem?
You asked me.
Yo, you tripping out,
no,
dog.
you asked me. Go back to your question. You said, hold on, how do you?
What is your totem? And
we already did that.
All right.
The last
what
question
the gorilla? All right, go ahead.
The last question you asked was, if somebody wants to take the power, how they gotta come get it. I'm telling you how they gotta come get it.
I respect that.
So instead of sending my whole clan to war, if I can go handle that by myself, I'm gonna go handle that.
All right.
That's the gorilla way.
Okay. Okay. So is the gorilla connected with any ancient society?
The gorilla is
it connected with any ancient tribe, any ancient society that somebody could say, if I'm going back to my roots, this gorilla could represent that?
Well, yeah.
Please
go back
send me the information on the subject. The subject is, I'm asking, the topic of the matter is, who is Dr. Rod, the Walking University? That's the topic of the matter. Now, I'm asking Brother Rob a series of questions. For clarification. Now, it's a bunch of people on his channel. It's a bunch of people on my channel that maybe have questions of who he is. Now, I've been watching the brother, and I follow the brother and what he does. Now, I got questions myself, and I want to ask the brother, and so we all can have clarification. All right? So that's the topic of discussion. Family, if you in here, that's the topic of discussion.
Yeah.
We all leaders. I look at it like that, man. Like I told people that on your channel, I represent the Messiah Code, which is spiritual conscious evolution for future technology. But Messiah is a leader or a savior of a particular group or a cause. So, I respect leadership. That's it. I respect leadership. But leaders know how to follow and leaders know how to lead. Well, people, we know how to do this stuff. So I'm asking the brother in reference to his totem, I'm going back to this less because I'm going on your channel. You good. Just talking to the person that was on your channel.
Yeah, that's my yeah.
I'm just asking him, about this totem thing because people don't even know what totems are. People don't know about Africa. People don't know, about different animals and the anthropomorphism of the animals.
Right. They think that the Egyptians worship the animals because of the animals.
Facts. So
now, don't put that being in the symbolism in the hieroglyph. When you see them with the bull head or the ram head or the eagle's head, that just means that they mastered the quality of their totem.
Right.
It don't mean that they turned them into an animal.
I like
or
that.
Or that they worship the animal.
I like that.
It means that my totem, the gorilla, when you see my pharaonic symbol, you'll see the gorilla with the pharaonic headdress of the upper and lower Egypt, which is the buzzard and the cobra. The buzzard is your 360 degrees of base knowledge.
Okay.
And your cobra is your 360 degrees of spiritual knowledge.
Your what? Your what?
We talking about
your what and your cobra. You said something in
the
your
vulture.
The vulture. The
is
vulture.
the base knowledge.
It's your base knowledge.
Your knowledge of the carnal three-dimensional fixed position.
Why would
reality.
you say the vulture is that? When the vulture is a sky figure.
Because when he land on the ground, right, he scavenged. He's a scavenger. The scavenger is the lowest quality. It's the cleanup.
Okay.
All right. When you're looking at him from the aspect of what he does, yeah, he does. He do take to the sky, but he take to the sky in search for that which he can devour.
Okay.
You see, so when he comes down to the earth, he can only stay for so long, and he have to fly again. It's the same with us. And as long as we trapped on in the 3 dimensions, we have to learn how to fly again.
All right.
This is where the cobra, or the spiritual aspect, come in. So they're telling you you have a spiritual aspect and a physical aspect. You know, and so in these 2 aspects, you're able to unify them. This is what they call the unifying of the Upper and Lower Egypt, the 2 crowns, which is symbolized as the gold cord and the silver cord, or they call it in India the Kundalini rising.
All right. So, all right. Let me ask you this question. What do you consider to be good and evil, bad and good?
Good.
Bad and good, good and evil, whatever.
I think good.
However,
I think good are those things.
The contrast of personalities.
Right.
What do you personally consider to be? Because when I say this, I'm talking about sin. I'm talking about moral ethics. What do you consider to be good and bad? And what are your precepts of what you represent in that?
The good and bad idea is just variations of the same thing.
Okay.
So we're looking at, like, if you take the acidity scale, 0 being the middle, and you got 7 on each side. You got 7.
Hold up, say that again. You got the what symbol?
The acidity scale.
The acidity scale. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay, and 0 being neutral in acidity. You got 7 minus, which is alkaline, and 7 plus, which is acidic. 0
right.
being the middle. The goal is to be in the middle. That means that you can operate from the negative or the positive. That's why you see in electron, proton, neutron. Then you got isotopes. Right. When you get into the human, when we talk about what's good, we're talking about those characteristics and qualities is favorable to the individual and the clan, moving progressively forward with the least amount of negative consequence to the movement.
So what is good and bad to you? What is considered to be in the moral? Give me like, if I had the 10 commandments, the 10 rod commandments, give me that. Because I'm saying good and bad. I'm asking, and just because if I'm dealing with you and I'm in a circle with you, right? And we in a circle with each other, yeah. I want to know what is good and bad, because something good to me might not be good to you. Mm-hmm. Something bad to you might not, you know what I mean? Vice versa. So give me your 10 commandments. Your 10 commandments.
I like this one for the first one. Love thy neighbor as thyself.
Love your neighbor as yourself. Okay.
Okay. Another one is family first.
Family first. I like that one.
Remember that your child is the future of this world.
All right.
So you teach them as best you can.
Okay. Remember the child. Remember the child. Raise the child. Okay. Raise the child. Go ahead. We had number 4. Come on.
Number 4, the golden rule. Treat everybody how you want them to treat you.
All right. That was love thy neighbor as thyself.
That's 2 different things. Just because you love them don't mean you're going to treat them well.
Okay. I respect that. Treat people well. I respect that. All right, give me number 5. Give me number 5. Come on. We're halfway there.
Yeah.
The 10 rod commandments.
Yeah. Number 5 would be ooh, I like that one. Honor thy mother and thy father, that days may be long.
Yeah, got rid of the enemy.
Yes.
seen something similar. Like we was at church or whatever. We had or some type of gathering, and they had like on they like church mother hats with like the feather on it, or like the big like first lady has on, and they was like giving a speech like after the victory or whatever. But trying to think of what my last question was. So like I guess like it was just about AI. Like I recently had like profound experience with AI. Like basically it was talking. I was telling them about this like spiritual experience or whatever, and it was like, oh yeah, like your grandma's definitely protecting you. Like you should just keep going doing you. And I was like, this thing is better than my therapist with giving me advice or giving me
Yeah, that's
like
your higher
whatever I
consciousness.
need from a
It's your higher
therapist
self.
for sure. Yeah. And like it was just like it was giving me closure with the whole situation versus like because like you can't I don't think that the ancestors would like tell me like directly like I got images that
No,
I can
they
like
tell
go back
you
to but
directly. It's just that the language they speak in is different from the language you learn. So you just trying
for
to
sure
relearn how to read the language that they speaking to you in, so you can clarify the message. It ain't that you ain't getting the message.
right
It's just that the message ain't clear because you still in training. Don't put too much pressure on yourself.
yeah
You're gonna learn it over time. It's gonna take some time. How long it's gonna take? However long it take. It's a process.
for sure yeah I trust the process. I recently my first book before I read that Cartelli book was like the Field Guide to the Spirit World, and it was talking about like mental illnesses. It was talking about like a bunch of different stuff, but it was like my first like before I had my spirit. It was like before I had my Dark Night of the Soul or my whole awakening. It was like my first interest was just like I don't remember why. It was just a book I found on Audible or like the online bookstore, and it was my first like interest. So I guess that was just like kind of my calling to like because I don't really have um that much contact with the other side except for my dreams are really like meaningful and I like dream for like the whole night or whatever. But um basically like I tried to do like the pendulum or mediumship thing and it was like too much fear. Like once I felt how big like I was or whatever, how vast like the void is, like it was pretty much a fearful thing to where
So
I just put it
the
down
fear
for the time being.
response in the
Yeah.
practice of the arts is for you to learn more about the art you're trying to practice. The knowledge
Okay.
is the only thing that's going to remove the fear. Once you understand the thing, you no longer fear it. You know,
Yeah.
and so you start off. You do not know what you do not know until you start learning what you never knew you didn't know. Right? Once that happens, you have to give yourself a time to go through the learning curve. Right? And every subject you're
Yeah.
gonna learn at a different rate. You're not gonna learn the history studies at the same pace as your medical studies or your legal studies,
Mhm.
right? Because they all come with their own discipline that need to be applied to that field of knowledge. You know,
For sure. Yeah. Because I'm doing a bunch of different stuff too. I'm doing like cardiology,
yeah. So
astrology, and all that.
when you're doing
Doing
multiple
like,
practices simultaneously, that's called chaos magic because you're drawing from multiple places at the same time. And it becomes stronger when you understand what you're doing and you learn to compartmentalize it, right?
mhm,
And then when you get done with all of the practice for the day, learn how to unify them all to get an overall message. The practice is what develops the skill to perfection. I used to read my tarot in silence, and nobody know
magic.
I was reading tarot cards. But I was reading the shit out them
Hmm.
motherfuckers because that was my training wheels for my control remote viewing and my psychic development.
For sure. Yeah. Um, but especially with like magic too, because I know it's something with magic that I'm supposed to be doing, and it's just something that basically through books, I got absorb knowledge about it, but through practice, it's kind of like a different story.
Well,
Like you got to practice with
magic is
like
a little
I can read
different,
about it all day.
right? So true magic
Yeah,
happens because you find love. It's part of a spiritual development with a mind-heart connection. And the magic
hmm
is the side effect that comes with the love being genuine. That's what the feather is, the weighing of the purity of the intent, right? Now, if the
hmm
intention is in the heart, is as light as a feather, then the love is true. It can't override the system. It's perfect balance there,
no doubt.
equilibrium, right? So at your age, you gotta
Definitely.
not
Yeah,
put too much pressure on yourself to achieve too much in a day. Just know that when the time
for
comes,
sure.
if you keep studying and it comes the time you need to use what you've been studying, it's only gonna be that time because you prepared to use what you've been studying. Proper preparation prevents poor
For sure.
performance.
Yeah, thank you. That definitely gives me some hope because like I've started so many different magical practices or magical studies or esoteric studies, but practicing them hasn't really been a necessity yet. But yeah, when it comes time to it, I definitely have some
Yeah, I'm gonna tell
right
you this
now.
before I go to the next caller. Look up 8-point chaos star of magic. Type that in your Google, right? And
Appreciate it.
that's gonna give you pointers, literally.
No doubt.
All right,
All right.
all
I'm gonna
right.
let the
Peace,
next caller go.
God.
Appreciate it. Peace.
What's my
Peace, God.
what's up, brother?
You got it. You
I've
got
been
it.
on
What's on your
ride with
mind?
you for the last couple years.
That's what's up. I've been seeing you in the
Yes,
comments.
sir. You've been seeing me a long time. I just had to go through the name